Take a look. You're looking at an invitation-only crowd waiting under the blazing New Hampshire sun right now for Donald Trump. He's about to take the stage in Manchester, New Hampshire. Let me just tell you where he is. He's at the Osram loading dock. Osram is where they make lamps and things like fixtures. He is expected to continue to beat his fair trade agenda drum, and it's just one of the many swing states he currently trails when it comes to the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton. But is this the type of talk citizens from the Granite State no doubt want to hear if there are lost jobs there? I'm joined now by John Hart, editor-in-chief of Opportunity Lives, along with Craig Varoga, a Democratic strategist. John, I will begin with you. We had former New Hampshire Senator and Governor Judd Gregg here just the other day. He talked about how NAFTA benefited New Hampshire, how it created many, many different opportunities. In fact, one of the biggest exporting opportunities for New Hampshire is Canada, of which NAFTA is a partner. Right. So does it really work? I mean, it might work at Osram, I don't know, but does it really work for all of New Hampshire?
Well, look, Liz, I think Trump deserves credit for tapping into people's grievances and understanding their concerns, but his actual policies will create more grief than benefit for the people he's trying to help. And a good example is, look at that company. Would that company be better off selling to 200 million people or 400 million people or more? And that's really what trade is about. It's about opening markets so we can sell goods to other countries and do it in a way that doesn't compromise our sovereignty and creates, more growth, more business within the United States. So Trump, I think, is on the wrong side of history here, and he wants to turn back the clock and go back to an era that is impossible to return to.
Craig Varoga, I'm suspecting you might say he's on the wrong side of trade, certainly, because you're on the Democratic side. But I have to ask you this. Let's say free trade is a real positive for this nation. Let's just say it. Fair trade is, too. We can't keep striking trade deals and watching jobs go away and vaporize. What is the answer here, and does Hillary Clinton have it? Because a lot of people haven't heard it yet.
Look, I actually think that, as John said, that Trump has hit a resonant note here. The problem for him is not whether he's right or wrong on the policy. The problem for him is that he's been all over the place. He has used globalization. He has used foreign workers. He's had, his own goods for Trump facilities produced overseas. So he doesn't have any credibility on this issue. I do think that trade should be an issue. I do think that Hillary Clinton has been far more articulate on this issue than he has. And although I disagree with just about everything that Donald Trump could possibly say, I'm glad he's raised it, because I do think it should be an issue in this election.
Okay, that's a fair and balanced answer. I like that, John. You have to get to me here, though, on Donald Trump and how he manages to square with undecided voters that he has done exactly what Craig talked about. He's manufactured elsewhere. He's bought less expensive steel from other nations as well. And then he stands in Pennsylvania and says, we got to bring back steel production. So how do you do that?
Well, it's going to be difficult because he has been all over the map. And so I think going forward, what Trump should do is talk about trade in a way that makes sense. And instead of reverting to yesterday's economy, talk about how do you create a better economy tomorrow.
Yeah, where's the talk about high technology? Enough with the amen, we need our farmers, and yes, we absolutely need our old school manufacturing. But, the great Craig Barrett of Intel, he used to run Intel in its glory years, he used to say, why are we funding, why are we giving incentives to yesterday's economies? We need to give them to tomorrow's economies here in the United States.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And, one of the benefits of trade, too, is that we've had this system of economic interdependence where when great powers trade with each other, they don't go to war. And that's one of the biggest benefits we've had in security, really, accomplishments over the past 70 years. We haven't had a war between major powers because it's not in their economic interest to do so. So Trump needs to hit that note. Okay. He needs to talk about opening markets and the free enterprise system,
Craig, really quickly, Hillary has a slight lead here. How does she keep it and grow it?
Look, I think she has a lead here because she is a dependable candidate, has been consistent, and the goal for her campaign is to keep reminding people the fact that Donald Trump is completely erratic and unqualified. Now, however, he is doing a very good job of that right now. He's doing a better job than any Democrat possibly could do. And I believe that he's, a little like the Bruce Willis character in The Sixth Sense. I believe his candidacy is dead, but he just doesn't know it right now.
Well, when you got that many millions of votes that got him to the presumptive candidate status, we shall see. But John Hart, Opportunity Lives editor-in-chief, and Craig Varoga, Democratic strategist. Good discussion, gentlemen. Thank you.